Okay, this is Aaron again with Exalted Lamb 1. I have my latest video out here for you. I've been working on for last few days, and I've been praying about this for several days, asking the Lord to confirm for me what is going on here, because I knew part of the timeline, and definitely the eclipse was part of what's coming, and I was completely right, I believe. So again, this is going to be my grand guess, and I'm bringing out the newest timeline that I think is supported by and proven by the Lord's perfect sign and the great American eclipses that have happened. The one that happened in August 21st, 2017, and the one that just happened on December 14th, and the one that's going to happen in 2024. So I'm going to get into that here. But you remember the scene about 2.5 years ago, these rivers of lava coming through Hawaii when the fissures were opening up. Well, that's about to continue happen again, and it's just crazy. I was looking at putting this out last night, but I had too much things I had to add to this, and I wanted to throw something out, but I just couldn't. I had more research I had to do, and good thing, because basically that night, last night, this started going off, and it was just after 9, around 9:30 actually, and I've been saying after 9 p.m. And that's predictive programming. So there's a lot of things I'm going to get into with this new timeline. This first day of this new timeline, which is today, December 21st, is kicking off by this this Kilauea going off, and this eruption, and some lava coming out in the caldera and everything. So and let's get into that. So Hawaii residents told to stay home as Kilauea volcano erupts. Again, this is a big day. This is the winter solstice. This is the birth. I'm going to say this: the beginning, the birth of the Antichrist, Barack Hussein Obama. This is really huge, and of course the great conjunction that's going to happen with Jupiter and Saturn, meaning several things. Of course, Satan indwelling Jupiter, and Jupiter was born out of Virgo almost 3 years ago, right around that time in 2017, a little over 3 years ago. And then so Saturn's about to indwell Jupiter in a sense, or also another way of looking at it, for the man child that's going up into heaven, Saturn's about to try to devour the man child, being a symbol of Jupiter that was birthed out of Virgo almost around 3 years ago. So I'm going to get into all that. But so Hawaii residents, I just read that. So that basically, that phrase here is basically Gematria it's 212, and that is 2 is 1 and 1 hidden, so that's 11 months. And then, or actually you can say it forward, you can say it 21, the 21st, and then 21 days and 11 months basically. So the second 2 could be 11, or you can look at it backwards: 21 and then 2 is 11. So that's showing this day, and I've showed this code many times in my videos. Another way of looking at it, and down in this article, it's in quotes, and a lot of things I've shared in quotes are actually Gematria specifically. So this was in quotes, and they were saying this was a message from, the I guess, from Hawaii officials. An eruption has commenced within Kilauea's summit caldera, and that was 213. So again, you can look at it as 21st of December, and December is 12. 1 plus 2 is 3. So 21st of December would be coded as 2, 1, and 3. So they just do this in all over the place. I'm going to show this a little bit to you, kicking off this first day. And it was a magnitude 4.4 earthquake. Are you kidding me? We're talking about the birth of the 44th Pres, Barack Hussein Obama, and it happened to be 4.4. In fact, in my last timeline, that there's a lot of things going on with that. On the seventh day, I said the seventh day is basically Hawaii and lava, and so I was just off by 6 days from this thing that happened today, last night into today. I was off by 6 days only in 2.5 years, not knowing if anybody know this would go off again, and I basically was off by just 6 days, and it's in my timeline. This is crazy. Okay, completely in my timeline. And I predicted this. Basically, I've been predicting this happening in the seventh day, or in the timeline, for 2.5 years almost. So the magnitude 4.4 is the 44th Pres. And then also it says USGS said it received more than 500 reports of people who felt the earthquake, but no significant damage and all that stuff. So, but the 5 is important because it's 4.4, and then 5 is 44, and then there's a point, so it's 44, and then there's 45. So it's basically showing that the end of or the birth and the end in sense of the birth of him, but also the end of Trumple being 45. You see that with that point being there, it's 4 and then point, and then the next number after 4 is 5, so it's 45. This is how they do this. I've shared this 1,000 times, and they're coding. And then they're saying basically the lava is coming up and replacing this. There's a water lake there, which is again predictive programming for this lava that was coming down the road. And then also them saying, maybe giving excuses why it's going to explode and things like that as well. Probably on this, I'm saying it's going to be on the 7th day, which is the 27th of December. We'll see a lot more lava, probably rivers of lava, more lava coming. And so that's what they're talking about right now. But the lava is right now in the crater, pretty much in this area, okay, and those different spots there. And then it's going to, I'm going to guess and predict, just my grand guess, is it's going to go out of there, and maybe some other fishes could open up, but lava is going to flow on the 27th of December. Okay, if this timeline is right. Okay, so here's some shots of that, what was going on, and it started erupting. And so this is from a couple different articles. These things, these phrases or words and quotes that they do, and it's Gematria. It's rapidly evolving in quotes in the article, and that's 1284. And again, December, and then 84. 8 plus 4 is 12, and that's 21 backwards. So again, 1221. It's just how they do this. And then another one, they said it was imminent, and that's October, or you go backwards, it's 21, and then the 10th month, the 21st of the 10th month, because December is decem in Latin, and decem is 10. So if you take that backwards, it's 21st of decem. You take away the 0 out of the 10, and it's 1. That's just how they do this. I'm just saying it's encoded. So people can't understand this stuff unless you understand the codes like I do. Okay, here's another crazy shot. Okay, and they were talking about, in several articles, the glow. They were just saying in quotes, glow. And glow is 57. And I've said many, many times before, and I have almost 100 examples, maybe more, of how Barack Hussein Obama is Mr. 57. And so they were talking about glow, and it's in quotes, and because glow is 57. And guess what? What's also 57 is also birth. And I've shared this, same with the technology that's coming out, that's being rolled out, called 5 ABCDFG. Get it? 5 ABCDFG. The technology, telecommunications technology with cell phones and stuff. And that just happens to be G is the 7th letter. So that's 5 ABCDFG, or 5-7, which is birth. And this is all coincidence? No, I don't think so. Okay, so that's kind of a crazy shot there. And it just shows you basically hell is waking up. Okay, and by the way, I've shared this many times, and I have a lot of evidence of this in my videos, that the Big Island is the cap for the abyss, and they're going to blow this thing, and it's in a lot of predictive programming. Look at the movie Pacific Rim. Look at the movie Moana, the Disney movie, the movie Pacific Rim. There's basically lava coming out of the center of, in Pacific Rim, there's like these creatures coming out of a portal in the middle of the Pacific. And in the movie Moana, that's all coded for, again, there's a spiral on her thing. Anyway, there's a lot going on there. So there's a lot of movies, predictive programming, that this is the cap of the abyss, and they're going to blow it, basically. Another example from Big Island Video News, right on the Big Island. Eruption boils away Kilauea water lake, forming new lava lake. Okay, and that exact phrase, or that whole headline, is 570 or 57. What a surprise. And it's also 216, and that is the day of Barack Hussein Obama's birth. August 4th is the 216th day of the year normally. This year is 217th day, being a leap year, but that's shown many times in code as well. Wait till my next video, my part 2, which I have a lot of things I'm putting together right now. I just had to throw this out very quickly, so it's just kind of be quick as possible to throw this out on the first day. Normally I have this done before this starts. I was trying to get it done, but I just couldn't do it. I had too many things, and I decided to do a shorter video and just throw it out right now. So, and then check this out. So this is it actually erupting from when it began last night. Again, I've said many times, the predictive programming is this is starting after 9 p.m. would be the tsunamis. That would be Hawaii the East Rift Zone would break off. from the big island and fall into the ocean and cause a massive tsunami, and that would begin a little bit after 9. And that's in iPad Go, and I've showed that a little bit after 9, and this just happens to start at 9:30 p.m. and that's what I've said, a little after 9 p.m. in Hawaii, and that just happens to be, and then it's basically starting, and all the stuff that's going on is on this first day of and it's being reported all over the place on the 21st. That's just a coincidence? I don't think so. So here. So this thing just begins. Here you can see it. This is from the USGS feed and the camera right there. I think that might be in, not sure what filter that is. That's probably just heat signature or something. But you can see it going here for about 20 seconds. I mean, it's playing for 20 seconds, but it was over hours. Let's play one more time here. There's a lake, and then now just the lava just overtaking that lake, I guess. Or maybe that was probably the lava lake or something. Let's see what's going on there. So pretty much it looks like it's all contained, and they're saying it's contained and stabilized, they've said, inside the crater there. But I'm saying on the 27th, which is Sticky BO Day, I call them, or the 44th Prez, Barack and St. Obama, is going to be, lava is going to come out, probably. Okay, here we go. So the next thing here. Oop. And like I've said, I've shared this in many ways. This example of the islanders that are sitting, and I knew it was Hawaii because you see water there, and then they're islanders. To me, it was kind of obvious as far as that goes. And then you see the lava or the lights in her eyes, the glow, and then it disappears. It flashes and it disappears. Behind him, and he's got a skull and bones on his shoulder. There's a lot going on with that. There's going to be his death. You see the upside down cross on his chest. He's going to die, and then he's going to come back to life. And then he's pulling the bow that's on her stomach right there to the bottom right, and that's ultraviolet, just like Stinky BO's tassel. Obama's tassel in the beginning of iPad Goat is ultraviolet because that's his color. And then back behind here in the rock is spelled out lava, and I show you how it's shown here. And then kind of blended in here, the A is also an HA, and then it spells out Hawaii. Hawaii right there, and then right here is lava. So lava and Hawaii and lava are both in the rocks behind them, and these are islanders. And she is like a what do you call it? It's like a volcano, or like a goddess or whatever. And the glow of the volcano is in her eyes, and then it goes out. Anyway, there's a lot going on here that I've gotten into in my previous videos. So I just want to show you that. So what I'm going to talk to you about is how some of these things that God has set up, and I love that I've been looking for, that he's been directing me, the Lord Jesus himself has been directing me to confirm iPad Goat stuff by his signs. And so it says in Genesis 1:14, which is kind of funny because that is also code for the eclipse, because the eclipse was in Decem. According to the elites, Decem or December, Decem is 10, is Latin for 10. So that's, take away the 0, that's 1, and then the eclipse was on the 14th. So it just happens to be 1:14. I don't think so. And God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons. And that word for seasons is Mohadim, which means the feast days, and for days and years. So there's a lot going on here. The signs is crazy. So I'm showing you this scriptural evidence that these things are signs, and you can look at them as clues to what the timing is. And I think I might have cracked this whole thing. So here we go. And then I want to mention to all the super religious people that watch this stuff, even some Christians that have been turning their back, who have been kind of snapping at me and saying stuff like, even the ones that have supported me for months, and all of a sudden, oh, I think no, iPad Goat is just too evil, and how can you do this? Keep doing this, and eventually it's going to happen. I'm going to get this right, and this may be right now, but all I can do is follow the Lord Jesus. And in the Bible it says, take no part in the unfruitful works of darkness, but instead expose them. And that's what I'm doing. And if you think I'm part of it or I'm participating in evil, you're an idiot. Okay, wake up. Okay, wake up and smell the brimstone. Okay, burning around you. I mean, seriously. This is this is a ministry the Lord has given me. And if you don't like it, too bad. Because you know what? And if I'm acting like this right now, I'm being a little bit cavalier about talking to you like this, because, hey, listen, this stuff's coming on you. And it's right at your doorstep. I've talked about, I had videos where I was sharing about the CV the epidemic, the viral epidemic that's going on right now, before people even knew what was going on. I literally prophesied to a guy in my neighborhood that was giving me a hard time and calling me a false prophet, even though I've never prophesied anything, any dates. I've said certain things will happen. I never gave any kind of dates, or I was always guessing. I never said it would happen on this date. I was always guessing. And I said, hey, just to let you know. And he kind of freaked out. And I told him, back in January, in January of this year, I said, this virus, and the Lord told me to speak this to his face. And I said, this virus will come to your doorstep and be very personal, and you'll go through a lot of big changes because of it. He didn't even know what this thing was. He never even heard of it, and now he has to shut down his business because of it. So I was completely right about that. And this is just I'm looking forward to being vindicated on all this stuff, because and I'm looking forward to being with Jesus. I'm looking forward to my brothers and sisters, us being together, and I'm not looking forward to a lot of people being destroyed. I'm not looking forward to that. I've really struggled with that for years and cried hours and hours and man, so much. But right now I'm kind of jazzed, and I'm kind of excited about what's coming up, and I'm excited for the people that have been waiting for so long to see these things come to pass, and also for the people who are just blind and asleep to wake up. And that's why I'm exposing these things. Okay, so Amos 3:7 also says, for the Lord does nothing without revealing his secrets to his servants, the prophets. And I want to say this. I've never said this before, I think, on my channel. I am a prophet. Okay, I am a prophet. Maybe I've said it similarly. Maybe I said I'm prophetic or whatever. I'm a prophet. I'm never prophesying the dates. I'm prophesying the events that will happen. There will be certain events that will happen. I'm prophesying that Barack Obama is the Antichrist. I'm prophesying that the Pope is the false prophet. I'm prophesying that there will be 2 mega tsunamis that hit both coasts. That's, by the way, that's in Jeremiah 51:43. Look it up. Okay, and I'm prophesying that America's mystery Babylon, and it's about to be destroyed and have levels of destruction that will go one after the other after the other. And I'm not saying I know exactly what's going to happen. I know certain things that are definitely going to happen because I've seen them, I've experienced them in visions and dreams. And so I'm telling you right now, to anybody who's watching, wake up. Wake up. Okay, if you haven't woken up, wake up. And if you have, good for you. You're about to be with the Lord. Okay, so it's coming. Okay, so the Lord's perfect sign. See, this is another diagram. It's called the sequel, and it adds more examples there on this exact diagram here. But what's amazing about this sign, and I've shared this before many times, is that it's that tetrad blood moons that were in 2014 and 2015. There's several things amazing about this sign. What I mean to say, there's several things amazing about the sign, but there's one that really sticks out as far as proving iPad Go and the things I've been saying. And I'm going to talk about this for a minute. So if you look at these 4 blood moons, this is in 2014, exactly on the first feast day and the last feast day, Passover and Tabernacles, or Passover and Sukkot, and then the next year exactly on Passover and Sukkot. I mean, this is impossible right here for this to happen, for these to be exact feast days on the Jewish calendar, and it'd be not only that, but be the first and the last. Okay, that's absolutely impossible. And then what's amazing about this, there's been other tetrad blood moons that have been focused on Israel they're amazing, and they're warnings. These are warnings, definitely warnings, and that's what this tetrad means. But from this center point, so the exact center of these is this center point, which is January 5th, 2015. From this center point, they have exactly mirroring events here. So we have, for example, down here, these blood moons here, we have 448 days from this center point to this blood moon, 448 days from this center point to this blood moon, and so on and so forth as you go down. And then same thing with these solar eclipses. You have, this is the exact center point, and then you have exactly balanced on either side these different eclipses. That's impossible. That's only could be if it's designed. You know how things are so random and how things work out, and there's no other. And I've looked at the other tetrad blood moons, and there's nothing else that's like this. That just doesn't. So what God's doing is He's emphasizing something. And for a long time, I was like, what is he emphasizing? And when I came across this sign, I'm like, I think he's emphasizing, and he's showing that he's emphasizing what these are both all pointing to is this center point, which is January 5th, 2015. And then, like I've said before, the center point here to this first blood moon is 266 days. And from the center point to the last blood moon is 266 days. And that just so happens to be, I've shared this before, and I'm going to share it again, 266 days. So that is, the center point is, these two on either side of the center point represent a birth. And I've been shown this in many ways. And in fact, I have twins. And I was talking about this way before I even had my twins, months before I even conceived these twins that I have, these twin boys, which are symbols of this. It's going to be a twin birth, the man-child into heaven and the birth of the Antichrist on the earth at the same time. And the 266 is so important because that's the exact amount of days for the gestation period of a twin. Okay, 280 days is the average gestation period for a single child in the womb, but the average gestation period for a twin or two is 266 days, and that's just a coincidence, and it's on either side of the center, so it's showing from the center point, one twin, and then one twin over here, and they're both 266. Are you kidding me? And it's just a coincidence that the false prophet I've been talking about, the Pope Francis, that he's the 266th Pope. Not a coincidence, because he's prophesying a twin birth, because he's the 266th. You can't make this stuff up, people. Man, I'm in a different mood today. Okay, I'm in a different mood. And I've had videos where I'm crying. I have videos where I'm upset and all this stuff. Because this is tough stuff. I'm on fire, people. Because we're here. If not here, we're so dang close, it's ridiculous. Because everything is coming to a head in all over the world. And the Great Reset is about to begin. Just so you know, you've been served. Anyway, so that's huge. Okay, this is huge. There's so much more to this. Again, it's not just balancing these different eclipses, which is amazing and impossible, and these blood moons being on these exact feast days and all that, which is just impossible. I mean, if you don't believe in God and you actually looked at this stuff and you had a open mind, it proves the existence of a creator. It just does. If you look at this proves it right here. You cannot. And then look at the bottom here. It says absolutely perfect symmetry. The number of days, all 26 eclipses about midpoint as the other tetrad in history, 3000 BC to 2015 AD shows. So basically, this is the only one that shows this kind of symmetry. And I've done even more research, and I found even more that link up to this center point of January 5th, 2015. I'm going to show you a couple examples on here and why this is so crazy. And then I'm going to show you a couple other ones that are not even on this. So it's even more than this. This was even found on here. And to prove this, this is even more incredible. But the other thing is, this is another thing that was used to kind of show this example here and how this is, just a complete perfect alignment. And then some people have thought that, the beginning of this was, which is kind of crazy because it's December 21st, 2010, and today is December 21st, 2020. But that's where this thing kind of was on the outskirts here. And then on the other side, it was January 21st, 2019. So some people thought that that meant something on the edges here. But there's far more of these that have the same center point, and they're farther out. But I'm going to give you a couple examples of those as well. So there's just, I can't even speak enough about all the stuff in this. So I'm going to miss some things to share. It's just crazy. The Bible says in Psalm 19:1, the heavens declare the glory of the Lord, the glory of God, and his story or history. I mean, literally, this is just phenomenal. If you really think about this and use your brain a little bit and look at this is impossible. There's no way these could exactly match up on the days from the center point either direction. It's just impossible. Okay, so I'm going to show you how another just amazing thing about this, how this is a mirror. January 5th, 2015 is a mirror. Now look at this, and it's even a mirror on the totality and the path. So look at this. Like if you put a mirror right here, look at how this mirrors this. And this was in April 29th, 2014. That's one of the examples that are over here. It's over here, right? One of these examples I'm just showing you. I'm going to show you two examples that are on this chart already. And I'm going to show you 2 examples that are before and after this chart. They're balanced perfectly. So this was April 29, 2014. Look at this thing. And then there's a center point of January 5th, 2015. And then September 13th, 2015, right here. Look at this. I mean, and then let me just show you even further. So from April 29, 2014 to January 5th, 2015 is 252 days. And then from the January 5th, 2015 to September 13th of this eclipse, 2015 is 252 days. Incredible. Incredible. Again, that proves the fact that these would be mirrored at all. The path and the amount of days is impossible. Okay, that can't just happen. That's got to be designed. That's completely designed. If you use your brain a little bit, you can understand that that's the case. Here's another one. Again, look at how this is mirrored. Look at the totalities and how they're. It's like you put a mirror in this, and they're pretty much mirrored how the path of the totality, how it goes from the center point here. I mean, look at this line, the totality right here, and down, and then and down. I mean, it's just wow. It's just crazy. Okay, and again, this one was in May 10th, 2013 to January 5th, the center point 2015, 605 days, and then from January 5th, 2015, the center point to September 1st, 2016 is 605 days. I mean, are you kidding me? Now I'm going to show you a couple, there's even more than that, but I'm just going to show you 2 without having to get in too much. 2 more that's beyond these graphs that or the diagrams I just showed you with the Lord's perfect sign. And here's one here. This is back in 2007, March 19, 2007. So from March 19, 2007 to January 5th, 2015, the center point is 2,850 days. And from this center point, January 5th, 2015 to October 25th, 2022, October 25th, 2022 is, again, 2,850 days. Again, look at how these are symmetrical. It's like you put a mirror right here. So this is a very important day. God's going, ding, 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 ding. I mean, look at this. Nee, 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 nee. And that's what he's telling me right there. The Lord's telling me that. Jesus telling me this like crazy. So if there's a mirror right here, look at this. How it mirrors these 2. Are you kidding me? The dates are mirrored. The path is mirrored. I mean, are you kidding? It's phenomenal. Okay? And that's how I'm able to solve this. This is really crazy. And here's another one. Here's even farther. From 1997, September 2nd, 1997. And on the other side, May 9th, 2032. Look at that. Are those mirrored? Yes. Yipper. Okay, so September 2nd, 1997 to January 5th, 2015. Again, the midpoint is 6,334 days, and from the midpoint of January 5th, 2015 to May 9th, 2032 is 6,334 days. Okay, that's impossible. And by the way, like I said, I've looked at past, probably in the last, some other tetrad blood moons, some that happened that had to do directly with Israel and around the timing of some major events, and those the only other tetrad blood moons, and they didn't have these alignments. They just didn't. And so this is a warning for the end times and what's happening. I'm going to show you what I think this is. Okay, so here's another example. I'm going to go from that, and I'm going to give you a conclusion on that, but I'm going to go from that to jump to this here. Now I'm going to show you, so that Lord's perfect sign is about to show you, I'm about to show you what I mean with that. And then this is crazy. So these are the total solar eclipses, the Great American Eclipses that are going to, this one across the United States on August 21st, 2017. We know about that, okay? And then this one's going to on the in April 8th, 2024. And then this last eclipse we had on December 14th, I should say, this total solar eclipse, December 14th, 2020, is right exactly in the middle of these 2. Now, it was in South America. It was in the bottom of South America, but it's still in America. So it's a Great American Eclipse, okay? But it's in between. So these 2 major are basically crossing out United States. It's crazy. And at the exact midpoint, I've done videos on that, and they cross 7 Salems, which is huge. And I've talked about all that and how Trump is the 7th king, and there's 7 Salems, and he's about to be taken out, and all this stuff. There's so much to that. But let me show you this. So, and some of you know about this already. And then, so in iPad Go 2, Lily's sitting in the eclipse, and I'm saying this is the eclipse. Why? Because remember, just like the symmetry of the center point of January 5th, 2015 in that Lord's perfect sign, and on either side was the 266 days. So he was showing the 266 days. And something else that was hidden that I'm going to show you that I've shared in a previous video one of my last videos about this last timeline, but I'm going to get into more what this really actually means. So now check this out. So in a similarity, you got a center point. The center point is the total solar eclipse on December 14th that we just had a few days ago, or last week. Okay, a week ago today. Okay, and so as a result, from October 21st, 2017 to December 14th, this last eclipse was 1,211 days. And from this eclipse that happened a week ago to this next eclipse is going to happen on April 8th, 2024, is again 1,211 days. So what's the Lord saying? He's saying something here. And I know I'm listening. I'm listening, Lord. What he's saying is that 1,211 days is important. That's why he said it twice. And it's on either side of this birth. See, this is a birth because she represents the Revelation 12 sign. There's 12 figures behind her. She drops an apple which has stripes and a spot on it like Jupiter. She drops the apple just like in the Revelation 12 sign. Jupiter went through Virgo. Okay, and I'm going to show you that in a second here. So I just mashed these up. So I basically took this and matched this with this. And so what is this saying? So let's go look at it. So she's sitting in this eclipse, and I'm saying that here's proof that it's December 14th, or that is the eclipse, but there will be events that will happen in December in the month of the eclipse in December. Okay, and so here we go. So I'm liking this event that is showing right here, the timing, to this event because she is the virgin in white. She's a girl clothed in white is a virgin basically. The virgin or Virgo, or the virgin, that's what Virgo means, virgin, okay? And then Jupiter went into the body, went back and forth retrograde motion for 293 days, which is exactly, like I've shared before, 9 prophetic months or 9 30-day periods, exactly 30 days. So it's 9 prophetic months and 23 days, or 923. And it actually, the Revelation 12 sign was after 14 days after Jupiter exited the body right at this line here between her legs and was birthed out on 9/9, and then two weeks later or 14 days later there was the alignment of the Revelation 12 sign. But what I'm going to show you here is the actual birth happened where Jupiter exited Virgo, right across that path, that line went between the legs on September 9th, 2017. So I'm going to liken when she's dropping this apple and it's leaving her body in a sense to this Jupiter, because that apple is Jupiter. It's got stripes and a spot on it, just like Jupiter. That's what it means. That's what this whole thing means. And so I'm liking this situation to this. And so remember, this I'm saying was the center point to the 1,211 days on one side and the 1,211 days on the other side. So, and that's a birth because remember on the Lord's perfect sign, you have a center point of January 5th. And I'm going to go somewhere with that soon. January 5th, 2015, on either side, you have a birth, 266 days. On the other side, you have 266 days. So that's showing birth. So this is showing birth as well. So all we do is just take September 9th, 2017, and guess what? We add 211 days to it. And what do we get? September 9th, 2017, plus 211 days that the Lord's confirming twice, and it was showing either side of this birth that she's sitting in, which is December 14th. Boom, January 1st, 2021, New Year's. And this, I'm going to show you my timeline in a second, and this matches up completely exactly with the timeline I'm talking about, which starts today, the 21st. It's crazy, and I got more coming here. This is crazy. So that is New Year's. That's what iPad Go is really depicting, and I've shared this the last 2 years. The last New Year's, last year, and the New Year's before that, I've said that this was showing that. And so I've looked at other possibilities and things and what this might be showing, but ultimately it's showing that. And then I forgot to put this slide in here, but right here it says this is 623. And I've shared this in previous videos. It's 623 upside down and backwards. It says 623. Why? Because that's going to be the 623rd week of what? What, you ask? I wish I put that slide in here, but basically I had two. I showed this guy upside down and backwards, and half the screen shows this thing here, and it's literally written in here 623, and then the other half I show it where I outlined it to show you how exactly it is 623 right here. 623. This is a 3. This is a 6. So yeah, this is 9 backwards, but when it's backwards upside down, it's 623. Anyway, I've showed that. I'll put it on my next video just to emphasize it again. But And I've seen in iPad Go, there's a lot of 623s. And then I had a dream about a year ago now where the Lord, maybe more than a year and a few months, I was just, it was a quick dream. And then I was sitting down, Jesus was sitting down, he walked over me and he whispered into my ear and he said, 923 is 623. Because he had shown me he gave me a dream 5.5 years ago where he said 923, America is laid low. And I thought that might have been a date, but I didn't know, or a concept. I didn't know what it was. Now I think I know what it is. 923 is 623, and it's the 623rd week. And I'm going to show you what that means. I know it seems weird, but I'm proving it with these things. I'm going to show you this. It's crazy. So with this, I'm just going to show you these blood moons and this center point. Okay. And then again, what I found was from this center point, and remember, I've said this many, many times. I've showed this, and in fact, watch my last couple of videos on my last timeline, and you'll see more evidence of this. But how Barack's insane Obama is 311. His number, one of his big numbers is 311, which is 32, which is 23. 23 is a big number. There's a movie called 23. There's all kinds of things about 23. 23 is because it's 23 is really 113 or 311. The 2 is really 1 and 1. 311 is huge, and that's why Trump did the national emergency on 311. It's just crazy. I'm going to get into that more in my next video, but he did the national emergency on March 11th. That's why he did it on 311, because that's Barack Hussein Obama's number. And then 9 months and 23 days later is New Year's. Ding, 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 ding. No, actually, I take that back. 9 months and 23 days later from that, I don't have the slide in front of me, is the first attack day of Trumple. Something like that. Anyway, I'll show it in my next video. It's phenomenal. I got some great stuff to show you in my next video. Woo! And confirming a lot of things I'm saying right now. So that from that center point, 311 weeks from that center point back is Stinky B.O.'s inauguration. Exactly. Because that's him. And that's his inauguration from this exact center point. This is what God is showing. He's showing the birth of the man-child, but then also emphasizing the warning of the birth of the Antichrist. And he begins on that day. He becomes president on January 20th, 2009. And then from this center point, 311 weeks that way is today, December 21st, 2020, 311 weeks. And the reason why it's weeks is because God loves 7. 7 is all over the place. I mean, the tribulation is 7 years long. I mean, some of you believe it's 14, and some believe it's 40 days. And so, I don't believe. I'm pretty confident it's 7 years, but whatever. I'm open to a lot of possibilities. I know what the Bible says, but, maybe I don't understand it all completely right and everything, whatever. I mean, I'm not going to be here during the tribulation. I'll be coming back and doing stuff, and which would be awesome. I'm going to be one of Jesus' arrows and harvesting during the tribulation here. So that's what I'm so excited about. I cannot wait to be my new body and working for the Lord and be one of his arrows, like Sagittarius. Sagittarius is the archer on a horse shooting the scorpion with his arrows, and that's going to be Jesus, with us being his arrow, the faithful being his arrows, shooting into the enemy on earth. And oh man, it's so crazy. Good stuff. I can't even share a lot of this stuff. Most of you would flip out what the Lord showed me. It's really crazy. I'm so excited for this to go on in a way. I'm also, I spent years crying, so I'm kind of getting beyond that to some degree, because it's horrible. But you know what? I can't do anything about it stopping. I asked the Lord 5.5 years ago, and I was asking for about a year, like, is there any way I could stop this? Any way this could be stopped? Any way you would stop this? No. It's gone too far. He said it's way past the point of rescue. People have gone way too far, and this already set in motion. In fact, this was set in motion during this blood moon. And it's funny that I mentioned that right here, right now. It was on 9/23/24, right at this blood moon, was the Stinky B.O. and the false prophet, the Antichrist and the false prophet meeting the Pope and Stinky B.O. And Pope addressing Congress and everything on 9/24, and then 9/23 and 2015, all this. And basically, God was telling me at that point, America was laid low. I mean, they literally made a pact. It was let happen. There's so many things, and then this is just finally working out in this God's time. And God's so merciful, letting this stuff letting people, come to him in the meantime and not just wiping things out. It's just awesome. And he's got a plan for each harvest and each phase for people to come to him. And it's really amazing. It's really phenomenal. So anyway, if you add basically the 311 weeks, so again, it starts, so basically what this is saying here is, okay, this center point right here, again, I showed you all these eclipses and things and blood moons and stuff that are lined up with the center point, 1/15/2015, right? So this was the beginning on the outside here, on this end was the beginning of his presidency, and on this end is the beginning of him being the Antichrist. This is crazy. And then you add these together, you get 622 weeks, and 622 in Strong's is Asaph, which means to gather or remove. Now, if you think about it in a second, in a sense, you think about like a birth, and then you think about one child this way, the good child, and then one child this way, because they're twins. One's a good child, the man child born into heaven, then one's a bad child, going, birthing on earth as the evil dude. Okay, so one's going to have to do with to gather, remove his children, the good child, and the other one is in Greek. So this one's Hebrew, and they just happen to be the same number, and one in Hebrew, one in Greek, and Greek is, so when this is removed, he will destroy or utterly destroy this country and a part of a good amount of the world, because World War III will begin basically, and nukes will go off, and tsunamis during this time, and all this stuff that's coming. Okay, so that's 622, but this begins the 623rd week, but now we're going to go into the 623rd week, which is Apollyon, the destroyer, the angel of the abyss. The abyss will open up at the end of this thing. I'm telling you, at the very end of this week, of the 623rd week, will be the abyss will open up, and that's really apropos for all this. Again, it starts with the beginning of this guy right here. 311, Stinky B.O. on his inauguration day, all the way to this day here. And that's why also the Great Conjunction is symbolic of two things. Symbolic of Saturn, Satan overtaking or indwelling Jupiter, because they're coming together. But on the other hand, it's also for the good child over here on this side, just in a sense, looking at it that way, for the good child, Satan is about to devour, and Satan is Saturn. And Saturn in mythology devoured his children, or Kronos, so they wouldn't supplant him. He devoured his children. And Satan is the devourer of the child in the Revelation 12 sign. About to. It comes within 1 degree. And Saturn and Jupiter come into 1 degree of each other. And then it's just showing that it's about to happen. That Satan's about to come in so close to the child, and then the child's going to be taken up. And that's what it shows in iPad Goat as well. Anyway. So boom, and then like I shared before, Barack Hussein Obama II, as shown exactly on his birth certificate, is 311. It just happens to be, and then Barack Hussein Obama is also 623 and Jewish. And again, you add these two sets of weeks plus the next week, and I'm going to show you this exactly here. You get 623, and that's exactly what we're talking about. From this start point of January 20th, the 623rd week begins the kickoff. Okay, of these crazy things. So from his inauguration, with the first day he became president, to December 28th, I'm saying is going to be my 8th day of my new, and I'm going to show you that here in a second, my new timeline is the 8th day, and there's the 8th day right there, the 8, because December is 12, 12 plus 2 is 5, plus 2 plus 2 is 9, you take the 9 away, and then you have 8 left over, and I'm going to show you that in a second. That's what represents the days. It's the 8th day. It's the end of Trumple. It's basically the so-called nuke thing. I don't want to say that. In the island that's part of New York and Manhattan and everything, whatever. And Obama said that. He goes, I'm not worried about this or that. I'm worried about a nuke going off in Manhattan. And then he's basically said that he predicted programmed that by saying that. So the 623rd week begins on this day, the fiery kickoff event, as my brother Jeff Byerly calls it. And by the way, brother, you talked about this possibly kicking off in the fall. The fall guy falls in the fall. The fall's not over yet. According to God's creation calendar, the fall ends on the 29th of December. because the full moon's on the 29th of December. The next day, the light of the next day. So the full moon is the light at night, and then that is the change, and then the light of the day of the next day is the first day. It will be the first day of winter on the December 30th, and I'm going to show that in a second. It's crazy. It's crazy. So as far as you're concerned, if you're watching this, Brother Jeff Barley, this is it's going to probably happen in fall still. Technically, God's creation calendar is completely different than any other calendar. It's based on the sun, moon, and stars and the Bible. And I'm going to put a link to Michael Shabbat's Scriptural Studies Ministry. I've done my own study on this years and years, for the last, several years before I even started my channel. And then I found his ministry, and he really filled in some of the gaps and stuff I didn't understand. And he confirmed a lot of things I'd found, because I was trying to understand, what year are we in? What days are we in? I mean, what's really going on here? How do I know any of these calendars are right? And what's the real calendar? And I figured out what the real calendar is. But the bottom line is, what is God using for different reasons, and what is the enemy using, and all this kind of stuff. So I'm trying to figure that out. So 923 is 623, and the 623 is the 623rd week from the coronation of King Obama. And by the way, nobody's elected; they're all selected. So that's why I call it coronation. And the coronation is the crowning, or the corona of the Antichrist. The corona, as in the big V, or the epidemic of the viral thing going on. And this corona, it just happens to be the crowning. Oh gosh. Anyway, okay. So, and you remember this is an iPad goat in Psalm 23, and even Sneaky Bio. I think it was the 10-year anniversary of Blind 11. He said, "I'll be exalted among the nations." La 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 la, like he's God, and that's why he said that, because basically he's speaking like he's God, and because it's the 623rd week from his inauguration, will begin on the fire kickoff event day. I love using that, saying that Jeff coined that, and I love saying that because it's really when the big stuff's going to kick off, and the biggest stuff is going to kick off. There's a bam, and then the next day is going to be the stock market crash. I'm saying. And that's going to be on Monday, a moon day, and then the next day will be Black Tuesday, the real Black Tuesday. Anyway, and I'm going to show more stuff on my next video. But check out this. So this is, and it looks like, of course, Psalm 23. But hidden in here more than anything else, and the Lord showed me this months and months ago, was in here is Obama. So it's O-B-A-M, and then A down here, okay, and then it's a clock hand, and it's 3 a.m. And I've said this in New York, it'd be a little bit after 3, and that's not even straight across, is a little bit after 3. This is a 3 and an A, and lightning falling, because he's lightning falling from heaven, and Barak Obama in Hebrew from Luke 10:18, that Jesus said, "I see Satan as lightning falling from heaven." Lightning falling from heaven is Barak Obama. Okay, are you kidding me? And then this is literally 623. And this is to prove this even more, and I've shared this before, but see how this A is supposed to come down here and go like that. Okay, this A, just hit it a little bit. So this A is supposed to come down and go like this right here, right? Well, it's cut off right here by this thing, and then this starts the 6 right here, the 6. I can't trace it exactly because of the bottom of the thing, but see this little spot right here, this little thing? Let me just do this again. It's right underneath this pointer, right underneath there. It's right underneath this pointer. That's attached to nothing. It's not attached to this A. It's not attached to this or anything. It's nothing. It's there to make this look like a 6, kind of, to make it kind of look like a 6, and then 2, 3. That's what it is right here. 6, 2, 3. Obama, 623, lightning falling from heaven, because it's going to happen in the 623rd week. And guess what? So that fiery kickoff event day that I've said, and I've already, it's funny, I would actually have said it's the end of Trump. He's going to be in Manhattan. It's probably going to be in Trump Tower, and all this stuff's going to happen. And then boom, explosion massively, without saying that word again. Boom. And it's going to be a FF of Falsel Flagsels. Okay, how can I say this over code so my stuff's not pulled down? I mean, I try to, and it's not massively shadow banned, more than I'm massively shadow banned already. Yeah, I mean, I already came up with this stuff, and then this one prophet guy is saying some of this stuff, and some guys, people saying in my comments, "Oh, this guy's saying this," and then, "Oh, and he's talking about what you said about about the Abraham Lincoln being," and then I found out more prophets have said stuff about the Abraham Lincoln going to be, attacked and sunk and everything, and then anyway, crazy stuff. But I take issue with some people that think that there's no pre-trib rapture. That's completely BS. Barry Soetoro. It's not biblical whatsoever. In fact, I'm going to include in the description box several links to different things like the innocent children that will be taken. See, to all of you, I'm going to say this right now. To all of you that don't believe in a pre-trib rapture, it's totally unbiblical. And all the scriptures I want to put in the description box will prove you wrong, hands down. I'm not trying to be jerk about this. I'm just saying, because you're going to miss out. And guess what? Jesus is saying to you right now, all of you that are watching this video, the evidence that a pre-trib rapture is going to be, it's going to be multiple raptures, by the way, and it has to do with the multiple harvests as God has planned. Going back to the Old Testament, because the Old Testament is the New Testament concealed, and the New Testament is the Old Testament revealed. And so all these figures and all these types of raptures and stuff, like Enoch was taken, and Noah and his family were left. Elijah was taken, and Elisha was left. These are raptures. These are all types of raptures of the church that's coming, and one's going to be taken and one's going to be left. Some are going to be taken, others are going to be left. A lot are going to be left, unfortunately. Oh my goodness! But I was going to say the evidence to all you that believe that pre-tribulation, if I can speak. Okay, pre-tribulation rapture is not going to happen, is that all the innocent children will be taken off the earth. And you look at the scriptures I have in the description box to prove that. The innocent children will be taken first. In all the scriptures in the New Testament and the Old Testament, Jesus is the lion that will rip the innocent away from their families. And woe to the women who are suckling and have children, or pregnant. That's why he says that. Woe to them, because they're going to disappear. Okay, and so you people that don't believe in the pre-trib rapture, because it's absolutely biblical. I got so many scriptures. There's so many scriptures and Old Testament figures and types and shadows of the rapture. I'm sorry, but it's completely unbiblical. Your belief there's no pre-trib rapture. Sorry. And to think you're not going to go through trials. Listen, I've been through trials for 30 years. I've been walking with Jesus. I've been homeless 3 times. I've had all kinds of things. I've been deserted, and I relate to Paul in so many ways. It's not even funny. And why would God do that a second time for the faithful? It makes no sense. Anyway, it's in the Bible. There's scriptures all over the place. It's evidence to you that's the case. When the children all leave, you can't fit. And then some people are talking about now, there's a psyop out there that it's going to be a fake rapture, and it's gaining speed. I heard about it a year ago, more than a couple years ago, and now it's gaining speed, and there's going to be a fake rapture. And guess what? The children are being taken. That's what's going to bring on the aliens. Okay, the aliens going to be introduced. The false aliens, demons in other bodies, looking like aliens. They're coming because they've got to explain what happened to all the children and some people. That's a big reason. There's other reasons. They're going to get people to take the ultimate mark, which is not what the V's are right now, the jabs, with the V jabs. It will be another version of that. As I shared in a previous video, that this company, Moderna, anyway, I don't know if that helps or not, but it's really modem or a modem, and that's 666. And it makes you into a modem, and then down the road you'll be a computer that's tapped into AI and everything. And so the mark, there's going to be 2 lines: line to take the mark, and a line to be beheaded. And people are going to have to choose a line to be beheaded or a line to take the mark. And that's not here yet, but it will be soon. But don't take the V that's coming. It's going on right now. It's horrible. It's tracking. It's to get rid of a lot of people and to kill off a lot of people and all kinds of stuff. It's not good. It's very not good. Okay. Anyway, very not good. Did I just say that? Okay. So here's my timeline here, without much further ado, talking a lot here, but there's a lot of things I need to share, and it's just important, and just the way it is. So things are about to kick off here. This is the first day right here. Okay. And this is the winter solstice. And then, so I'm saying that, and then again, I shared in my previous videos. I want to put links in my 2 previous videos as well that talk about this, because this is really a full moon from the sun's vantage point, being the birth of the sun god. And then this one here being Christmas, on Christmas, this is actually on Christmas, it's going to be look kind of like an egg shape, and that has to do with birth. An egg, they love the egg thing. Oh my gosh. I mean, look at Easter, the eggs. Oh my goodness. It's sick. It's a sick birth thing, and fertility and all that stuff. So Christmas, the false Christmas, or the Christmas, the death of Christ, or whatever, is going to be this. So the first day is based on this numerology of the day of today, which is 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2 is 10. Take away the 0, that's 1. And then again, 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 4 plus 2 plus 2 is 13. 1 plus 3 is 4. Okay? Same thing with the 25th would be, you add these up and then you add again. You keep compressing numbers, you get to the 5th day. Hopefully that makes sense. So basically 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2 is 10. Take away the 0, that's the first day. And then you keep going here. And that's how it is, just without saying more about that. So I'm saying that this is today. And so I didn't know that, hey, Kilauea is going off lava. There you go. Even more confirmation, because I'm saying this is going to happen even more on this day, the 27th. And even possibly the Three Gorges. Again, this is my grand guess. And then Britney Spears is going to be taken out on this day, possibly as well. Oh, by the way, her fake death day back in 2016, okay, where it was faked and then it wasn't real, and then they're like, oh, she didn't really die and everything. That's exactly from this day, exactly 4 years ago from this day. Exactly 4 years ago. And 4 is, 44, President 44. And 444 is Lucifer in English Gematria and all that stuff. So Stinky BO is 44 and Lucifer is 444. So all Stinky BO needs to go from 44 to 444 is 4. Makes sense? Anyway. So that's why 4 is important. Plus it's right before, she's going to have them right before Trumple falls and the carrier's attacked, because Trumple is... and I've said this in my previous video, watch the Britney Spears video back in my videos, not too far back, but her name is Britney Jean Spears, or Britney John Spears, or Britton John Spears, or Britton Spears John. That's what it's an anagram. It's a kind of a word anagram. Britton Spears John, and his name is Donald John Trumple. John is his middle name, as in the fake John the Baptist for the false Antichrist, or false Christ. Anyway, crazy stuff. Hopefully following this, but you can look at this timeline and see what's going on. Christmas Eve day, even day, meteor attack, because it's going to be in the middle of the night, depending on your time zone. Over here on Stinky BO day, he's going to be taken out. I'm saying, again, this is all my grand guess, and more Hawaiian lava. And it's funny because I was only off here by the lava and everything about 6 days, and then from my previous timeline, 7 days, and it was 2.5 years ago that this happened. Lava came out of Kilauea and stuff, and I was talking about that big rivers of lava, and so I hit it, boom. I mean, it's in this timeline. This timeline is working, folks. It's worked so many times. For you, I've had like 1,000 comments in a few years, like, nothing you ever say happens. That is absolutely not true. I've had hundreds of things that have happened, or things so similar to them, it's uncanny. People just haven't been paying attention, or they don't know, or they just want to be negative or whatever, and they're just ticked off that these things don't happen. Hey, I don't like the fact that I'm not showing everything, and I can't put all these puzzle pieces together. Hopefully I finally put them together finally. And if you don't like it, go away. I mean, seriously, I will delete you so fast, your head will spin. My head won't spin. I'm serious. You've got negative stuff to say. You don't like what I'm saying. I don't care. I'm warning people. I've reached right now over 650,000 different people since I started. Different people with this message and warning for their benefit, so they can know. I'm telling all you people that are in Hawaii, get out. Unless the Lord told you to be there, then fine, hang out, be there. He'll protect you no matter what, or he'll disappear, take you away, or whatever at that time. Hawaii's going down. What my next video, I'm proving it. My part 2, I'm going to show you how the flag that rips off Hawaii passes right through the Hawaiian Islands. And that's the 50th star on the flag. And I've shown that. I've talked about that. The star on the flag that's ripped off an iPad Go is the 50th star. And virtually in one moment in that day, Hawaii is no longer. No longer. So all you in Hawaii, get out. I mean, get out. Unless you're in the Lord and all that stuff, great. Good for you. I'm not afraid of anything. I'm not afraid of any of this stuff. And I'm not saying, I've never said any of this stuff to give anybody fear. It's just warning. Do what you need to do with the Lord and for the Lord. And if you're not with the Lord, get with the Lord. Get with Jesus right now. If you're missing that, whoa, get your house in order. If you don't know Jesus, come to him. Romans 10, verse 9 and 10. Confess in your mouth that Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart God raised from the dead. Believe in your heart and speak it out. I mean, really believe it. Don't just really believe that Jesus, from now on, Jesus is your Lord and you're doing whatever he says and the best you can do to listen and do. And that's what it's all about. It's all about because we don't know what's best for us. He does. So anyway, I'm going to the next thing here. Check this out. So this is Lily again, and then what's on her dress? And remember I said right here, Obama, and then 623. Okay, what's on her dress? It's an upside down 23. And then what's in her hair? It's a 6. So you just take this and right side up right here. Her hair is the 6, and then this is a 23. 623, because it's pointing to, in this timeline, the week of 623. Again, what starts on the first day here. I'm going to show you right here. Let me go back here one more time. Okay, again, it starts right here. This, and I showed you this right here, actually. It starts on December 28th, which is the demise of Trumbull and the fire kickoff event. I like using that phrase. It's kind of cool. And that's starting the 623rd week. And then it runs through and then go past here. Here, this day right here is literally the last day of the 623rd week. The next day of January 4th goes in the 624th week from Stinky B.O. being coronated as the president. It's crazy. This whole thing. And that includes, so the fire kickoff events thing and the stock market crash is the next day, I'm saying. Okay, it was the 29th. And again, this is the last day because the full moon, the light of the full moon marks out the next month. And then the morning, the light of the morning, sunrise from the morning begins the next day. This is winter right here on God's creation calendar. This is winter. This is the last day of fall. And this is the fall of the financial markets. And then this is the fall. We'll go back here. This is the fall of Trumbull. Right here, this is the fall of Trumbull. Trumbull Falls. Let's go visit the new falls, Trumbull Falls. Anyway, crazy here. Okay, so that's right here. Okay, if I'm right. So far, I was about to put this out last night, and so far, the first day it kicks off with just a 4.4 earthquake and lava in Hawaii, and just like I've said for 2.5 years. That's all. Nothing, no big. I've never been right about anything, so, why? Why would you listen to me? Never been right about anything. Certainly not right about today at all, ever. And, these things don't ever line up or don't ever do anything. Literally, my last timeline, the 7th day, Trumbull Day, was a 4.4 earthquake in Hawaii. And there hadn't been a 4.4 earthquake in 2.5 years. And literally, I hit it by the exact day. And then here was another 4.4 today. And again, that's 44th Pres. There was a 4.4 on the eclipse day, December 14th, which is the 7th day of my last timeline. And I never get anything right. I mean, are you kidding me? Anyway, so be prepared. This is so crazy too. See the shape of this moon? I said like an egg. It's the exact mirror of this one over here that's on Christmas. And they both almost look kind of egg-shaped. Okay? And this is crazy. Wait till I show you what's going on with that in my next video. Wow. So anyway, I talked a little bit more than I wanted to, of course. And but it's just important. I get this is me. This is who I am. That's just the way it is. And again, I feel a little bit different today. I want to be a little cocky, a little bit whatever, because I'm excited, and this is finally happening, I believe. It looks like it is anyway. We'll see. I mean, again, I could be wrong again. I've been wrong a few times before. So, but it's lining up. Like I said, if not for this amazing signs, these amazing signs, the Lord's perfect sign, and these eclipses, I mean, literally, these are proving, these are God's numbers, man. These are solid God's numbers. And I'm getting really crazy stuff from the Lord right now. And he literally, so a few nights ago, I had this massive confirmation. I just prayed. I was really praying. I was just like, I need some confirmation of this, and this, or not, or I'll just move on or whatever. And then the next morning, he confirmed for me, bam, bam. And then last night, I couldn't get this video done. I'm just like, should I do this? So he goes, wait till tomorrow. And then he confirmed for me this morning when Kilauea is going off. I'm just like, are you kidding? That's why he told me to wait for tomorrow. And it's just like, and I could talk about that. It's just amazing. Things are coming together. So I want to thank you for, if people that think I'm rambling, that's fine. It's okay. It just, like I said, I'm sharing a lot of information, and I'm sharing this for reasons. I'm not just rambling. I've heard people ramble and they just say or whatever. I'm sharing these for reasons because I care about people. There's subjects I wanted to touch and things I want to share while I'm showing you these things. And I care about people. And there is a pre-trib rapture. There is things that the Lord has shown me. Literally, he showed me. I had two amazing dreams when I first came to the Lord. Almost 30 years ago. I can't even hardly believe it. It's been almost 30 years ago. In June, it'll be 30 years. I mean, my goodness. And those were rapture dreams. My first two dreams were big time amazing. And I saw Jesus in his glorified body. I could not believe it. And I didn't even know what I was looking at, really. I mean, I saw stuff in heaven, and it was just incredible. And I saw a glimpse of the future, and it was, without getting into that, I shared that in my very first video. So watch my very first video if you want to know what that's all about. That I posted almost 2.5 years ago. If it's still up there. Anyway, yeah, and people say, and my daughter's had rapture dreams, and she didn't even know what a rapture was. I never told her what it was until that she told me about what it was to her before I could ever say something to her when she was 4 and 5, and she was telling me what a rapture, what it was, and what the experience was, and I didn't even have that experience. I didn't have experience where I was vibrating and going up in the sky and things like that, and she had no idea. I never told her what a rapture was. It was a really, I just thought, why would I tell a 4-year-old that you're going to disappear and go up to Jesus at some point? I mean, eventually she'd know and figure it out, or when she got older, she could understand it. But she ended up telling me what it was like. She saw the Revelation 12 sign when she was 4. In a dream. My wife forgot to even tell me until the Revelation 12 sign happened, and then she finally said, "Oh yeah, she had a dream, and there's a woman, in the stars there was a virgin and a lion, and I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding me!" But it was amazing, the timing. The Lord held that as a secret, and it was a massive help at that time because I thought the rapture could happen around that time, and it was just a massive support by the Lord, and it was something from my daughter. It was a great gift from my daughter. So. And her experience. And she's had 8 revelation dreams. And she had one I've shared about Obama being underground and directing people to do hurricanes, tornadoes, and earthquakes. And people were on computers and stuff. And he was underground. And she kind of went underground, and she went into this tunnels underground and stuff. And he was in a room with people with computers, and he was telling them to create these things. And he's in DIA, and he's doing these things in the serpent's den. Welcome to the den. Anyway, I'm done. So thank you. I want to thank you so much for your support and watching these videos and sharing this video and sharing my next video and anything to share with people to get this message out of what's coming. This mega tsunami is coming with those massive earthquakes. There's the attack on Trump, which is a complete false thing that's coming, but it's, people think it's all real and everything. There's possibly a meteorite hitting a major, or it could be something like that. I mean, it might be something else, but it's something that fits the imagery perfectly. I've showed the imagery before. There's a dead face, and there's a thing going across the face that looks like an asteroid or meteorite, I should say, if it's coming into the Earth or whatever. But whatever it is that matches that. But that's going to be Christmas Eve to Christmas. Then we're going to have these presidents taken out, and then falsely, and then we're going to have these tsunamis that are going to be very, very real. Mega tsunamis hitting both coasts, and then we're going to have, I believe, nukes going off, or something like a nuke going off in 23 major cities, as the predictive programming shows, and they love 23, which is 113 or 311 backwards. So anyway, so God bless you. Thank you. And if you're able to give, I would really appreciate it. We still need it. I hope I'm right. I don't need much more. But if you're able to give, be a link in the description box, and also if you description on Zelle, and also my PO box. Zelle is a crazy app. It's very easy. It's free. It's fast. It's very easy. And several people have been using it now since I've been told about it. And it's just transfer money for free, and it's super easy. So anyway, if you're able to do that, that'd be great. We really appreciate it. Need it right now for different things and groceries and stuff. We've gotten some donations, and they really helped to pay some bills and things. It's just an ongoing thing. You know how it is. This is my main thing, so I appreciate it if you're able to. Just means a lot. And then again, please pray for us. We'll take it. I'm always under attack by YouTube and other people and all kinds of stuff, demonic stuff. But you know what? Jesus ultimately is the power, and He protects us, and He's awesome. He's the man. He's the man with a plan, because the first man ran. So I just thank you so much, from the bottom of my heart. And if you're able to, please like and comment. Thanks for watching. It means a lot to us. So this is Exalted Lamb 1, over and out.